Hi, everybody, and welcome back to this edition of Inside Sports. I'm your host, Chris Marks. Earlier this year, we had the Bowie State men's basketball coach, Darrell on this show to preview the season and see what the team was going to be like. Well, now the regular season has come to an end. The team won the Northern Division Championship in the CIAA, and now that tournament's getting ready to start. And, Coach, you're back with us again to preview that tournament and talk about this season, which has been highly successful. Thanks for joining me today.
Chris, thanks for having me back. And, yeah, we've had a pretty good year. And at 20-5 right now, and 12-4 in our league overall, and as you said, winning the Northern Division Championship. So, you know, we're really excited about what we've done so far, but hopefully we've got a lot more basketball games to play.
That's what I was going to get to. Earlier in the year, you know, you said you had some experience. Not unexpected, you had a great year, but were you expecting the team to be this good?
Quite frankly, yeah. We felt like from last year with the experience that we had coming back, the depth that we have, that we had a chance to be a really good basketball team. There were areas that we had to get better in, and I think as this year went on, we got better in those areas quite specifically defensively and rebounding-wise. So, you know, again, at 20-5, I'm really pleased with where we are right now.
And you guys had a tough out-of-conference schedule ahead of the CIAA. How did that benefit you guys moving forward?
Well, it always helps because our league is arguably the best Division II conference in the country. And everywhere you go in our league on the road, it's going to be tough. So we just wanted to start out with a really tough non-conference schedule and in hopes that it would help prepare us for those road games in the CIAA. And I think it really did help.
Talk about some of the top competition in the CIAA moving forward now as we get ready for the tournament. You guys won the North and Shaw won the South. Yeah,
absolutely. You have to start with Shaw, who is, you know, arguably the best team in this league this year. They are undefeated, and it's really tough to go undefeated in anybody's conference, especially in the CIAA. So they've done a terrific job. They're deep, they're big, they have good guards, and you know, you got to begin that conversation with them. But then, you know, Johnson C. Smith's a good team. Elizabeth City's a good team. Virginia Union's a good team. So kind of up and down, you know, you're going to play against well-coached, talented teams. And then when you go to the tournament, it's anybody's ball game.
Talk about some of the top players on your team that really stepped up this year.
Well, I think you got to start with our senior class. Travis Hyman, Ali DeJem, Jay Gavin, and Darren Clark. They've done a terrific job for us, not only as players, but as leaders. And I think that when you look at really good basketball teams, you got to look at their leadership. And these guys have done a terrific job on both ends, you know, on the court and off the court. Byron Westmoreland has had a great year as a junior, was picked all-conference along with Darren and Travis. So, you know, we've got some guys. We feel like we've got some depth, and we just got to continue to play hard and together.
When you go through a season, like you said, the CIAA, arguably the toughest conference in Division II, does it help you kind of keep on your toes night to night? It was really not a game that you can really say, oh, we got this in the bag, we're not going to bring our A game. Absolutely,
Chris, absolutely. And wherever we play, whoever we play, we know we got to bring our best game or else you have a chance to lose. And you know, we lost 4 games overall in the conference, and that just shows how tough a conference that, you know, that we play in night in and night out.
Now, you guys, you said the senior leaders stepped up, and how was it with them keeping the younger guys, you know, ready for this long grind of a season?
Well, you know, right off the bat, they had those guys respect by how they approached spring ball and preparations in the summer. Those younger guys were able to watch them, how they prepared, how they had to work hard every day. So they did a good job of setting the table early, and they've been through the grinder. I mean, they've been through, you know, playing at Shaw and their tiny gym and playing at Elizabeth City, and, you know, so our guys listen to the stories, and they're good players as well. So they had their respect from a work standpoint and from a talent standpoint.
Now, you talk about that grind, and you talk about day in and day out. Now you come up on a tournament, which is very, very, very tough environment to play in. You have to go south to play in that tournament. So obviously, it's going to be kind of a disadvantage for you guys having to go down there.
Well, at this time of year, the only thing that you want to do as a team is extend your season by one more day. And you just focus in on that one game, and you do the best that you can to win that one game, and then you worry about the next game the next day. So we have a goal right now. We have a saying in our locker room. Our goal is to be playing on Friday. And then if we're playing on Friday, we'll adjust our goal.
Now, you guys are going into this tournament, the number 1 seed in the North, number 2 overall. Shaw's number 1 in the South, number 1 overall. So you guys have a bye. You don't have to play right off the bat.
Right. Right. There are 2 schools of thought for that. A lot of people say, well, you'd rather be playing. And I go, my thought is, if you earn a bye, that means you've done something well. We had a really good body of work this year. We win the Northern Division. We earned that. We get a banner for that. So we're excited about that. We just have to be ready and prepared to play on Thursday at 1 o'clock, whoever it is, and play well.
Now, right now, do you know who you could be playing? Are you able to prepare for a set of teams?
No, it's so jumbled up right now that it's really hard to say, who we're going to play against. But I know once we find out, our assistants are going to have a good game plan in place. And the fortunate thing is that we've played whoever we're playing, we're going to at least have played them once, maybe twice. So we'll be ready for these guys.
Now, right now in the Atlantic region, you guys are ranked number 6. But there are teams ahead of you guys that don't have as good a record. Can you explain to some of the viewers what these rankings mean right now and how important they are?
Well, the regional rankings right now are even more important than the national rankings. There are 8 regions around the country. The NCAA takes the top 8 teams in each region, and that's how they come to their 64. So you just, at the end of the day, you want to be one of those top 8 teams. If we win the CIAA tournament, you get an automatic bid, which is great. But we just want to be prepared and know that we're going to that national tournament.
Now, do these rankings take into consideration not only how tough the CIAA is? What if you don't win the CIAA? I know you don't want to talk about that, but you get to the final game. Does that factor in? And does a non-conference schedule you guys play factor in?
All of that factors in. Your strength of schedule, non-conference factors in. Your conference strength, overall strength. Like last year, we were number 2 in the region, and we got upset in the first round of the CIAA tournament, and we still got an at-large bid. So, our body of work really helped us last year. So, again, I don't want to get an at-large bid. We'd like to get the automatic bid, and we just have to take care of our business as we go down to Charlotte.
Can we stay in the Atlantic region? Can you talk about some of the other teams in that region that are tough to play against?
Yeah, we have in our region. We have not only the number 1 team in our region is also the current number 1 team in the country, West Liberty. Very, very tough. They're averaging 105 points a game. We played in that venue last year. It's a great place to play. They press you the whole game. They shoot a lot of threes, so it's an exciting way, for their fans. So they're very good. University of Charleston, out of that same conference, they're 21-5. They're a very good team. So up and down the Atlantic region, they're good teams.
And the Atlantic region kind of consists of CIAA, WVIAC, PSAC, and I know you guys have played teams in each place. Mm-hmm. Do you have to adjust your game, say playing in the CIAA to say playing a team from the PSAC, playing a team like West Liberty?
Well, the conferences are the style of play in the conferences are really different. In the West Virginia Conference, that's a run and gun conference. Everybody scores. They put a premium on offense. In the PSAC, it's a more rough, physical, slow down type of conference. So the scores aren't as high, and they put more of a premium on defense and rebounding. And in our conference, you get a little bit of both. Where teams can score, but you're going to get defended. Some teams will press, some teams won't. But I think that's the difference between the 3 conferences.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that because I've seen some of your scores this year, seen you guys play. Some games you guys are in the hundreds, in the 90s. Other games you're winning 68, 64, 59, 56.
You know what? I like to think that that's the byproduct of being a good team. Sometimes you just have to figure out a way to win a game. And we always feel like our biggest keys night in and night out are the ability to defend and the ability to rebound the ball, which will allow us to run. So if we can do the first 2, we feel like we have a chance to win that basketball game.
And being able to do those 2 things, defend and run, how does that help you win a tournament such as the CIAA? Being able to do those 2 things well.
It's funny, in the CIAA tournament, I think defending and rebounding, even more so than running, is what's going to help you win that tournament. All those games in the tournament are slow, ugly, low-scoring games. You're going to get games in the 40s, in the 50s, and maybe in the 60s. So we just feel like if we can defend you and then rebound the basketball, that's going to give us offensive opportunities. But we have to get stops, and we have to rebound the ball.
How is your team doing shooting free throws?
Much better this year. I think we're at around 68% as a team, and at one point we were like 74. So, you know, doing much better. I'm really, again, I got to go back to defense. We are 25th in the country in field goal percentage. We're allowing teams to shoot like 40% from the field, and that's a huge stat for us.
And when you translate all that stuff, it usually equals to wins, and you guys have 20 of them on the season. Coach, I want to thank you for being here today. I want to wish you the best of luck in the CIAA Tournament moving forward. Good luck to you, and hopefully you guys come back with the CIAA Championship.
Thanks a lot, Chris. I appreciate it.
Okay, no problem.
Take care.
Coach Brooks is going to take a seat. Now we're going to have some of his senior leaders coming up here next when we come back. Stay tuned.